and welcome to CIN News. My name is Andrew Atkinson, your host for today. Now let's begin with the HKEX launches the New York in boost to expand international reach and grow its global client base. Now meet Malik Jefferson for more details.
Thank you, Andrew. Hong Kong Stock Exchange operator launched its New York office in a bid to expand its international reach and grow its global client base. The new office of the Hong Kong Exchanges and Clearing Limited (HKEX) will be promoting its connectivity with mainland China's markets and its liquid primary and secondary cash markets, it said. At HKEX, we are fully focused on supporting the growth ambitions of our customers around the globe, said HKEX CEO Nicholas Agusi. We look forward to deepening our relationships with investors, companies, and risk managers across the region, connecting capital with opportunities and east with west, he added. About 41% of Hong Kong's cash equity market trading turnover are attributed to international investors. HKEX currently has offices in Beijing, Shanghai, and Singapore. Now back to Andrew.
All right, thank you, Malik. Up next, Thai princess was hospitalized with a heart condition on Wednesday in northeastern Nakhon Ratchasima province, and now she was treating at a local hospital. Now let's bring in Ashley Washington for more details.
Thailand's Princess Ratchalakitiyapha is in a stable condition after she was hospitalized due to a heart problem. The Thai Royal Palace said in a statement on Thursday. The statement said the Princess 44 lost consciousness early Wednesday in northeastern Nakhon Ratchasima province, where she was treated at a local hospital. She was later flown to Bangkok by helicopter after her condition stabilized and was undergoing treatment Thursday at Bangkok's Chulalongkorn Hospital. The princess lost consciousness while training her dog for a championship organized by the army, the palace said. Back to the studio.
All right, thank you. Still ahead with flash floods are expected in 6 states in Malaysia as monsoon rain moves out. Well, now Emily Cooper will tell you in detail about this. Emily, what more can you tell us?
Thank you, Andrew. Flash floods may hit Johor, Pahang, Perak, Selangor, Terengganu, and Sabah within 24 hours if there is heavy rain and significant storms, said Malaysia Flood Forecasting Authority on Thursday, December 22. The National Flood Forecasting and Warning Center of the Drainage and Sanitation Department said in a notice issued at 7 a.m. on Thursday that residents, especially those in the high-risk area, should follow the instruction of the authorities or flood disaster management agency. The monsoon rain currently affecting Terengganu and Kelantan is shifting towards Johor, and residents in the state are getting ready to face the deluge. The number of flood victims at relief centers in Terengganu and Kelantan are the highest. In Terengganu, the Secretariat for the State Disaster Management Committee said that the number of flood victims continued to increase from 36,009 people at midnight to 36,231 people this morning. The number dropped in Kelantan but remained at more than 30,000 people. There are fewer than 30 victims at 3 other states, namely Johor, Pahang, and Perak. Back to Andrew.
All right, thank you, Emily. Up next, DPU joined hands with DEPA to drive Smart Campus Smart City to create a model city in Nonthaburi, Thailand. For more detail, let's hear from Bill.
ธุรกิจ Planet University join force with DEPA to drive Smart City to upgrading the digital public administration curriculum aims to produce quality personnel specialized in smart city development. Made a plan to make Nonthaburi City municipality to be model of smart city. Dr. Dalika Ratapipat, President of ธุรกิจบัณฑิต University or DPU, reviewed the cooperation project between DPU and the Digital Economy Promotion Agency or DEPA, an agency under the Ministry of Digital Economy and Society, by signing a memorandum of understanding for cooperation in the development of a long-ride learning ecosystem for smart city development for the purpose of enhancing teaching, learning, and developing a smart city. Mr. Sanya Setapiyakun, Assistant Vice President Bureau of Digital Education and Service of ธุรกิจบัณฑิต University, said that to develop a smart city, it was necessary to dive both infrastructure, technology, and skilled personnel along the way. DPU had knowledge and experience in upgrading education with technology. DPU had been selected as a pilot university for the Smart Campus 5G project according to the resolution of the National 5G Steering Committee. It has developed a fast and stable 5G network for the university area and extending it to the most advanced classroom, intelligent hybrid classroom, a model classroom that support active learning, including the use of AI technology to support learning engagement analytics, together with both on-site and online learning to improve education quality for both students and teachers to be effective. The classrooms will be open in January next year. Back to the studio.
All right, thank you, Bill. Still ahead, the opening of the 36th Phuket Festival Parade at Patong Beach under the concept of Jangsilon, the Floral Caravan. Now let's hear for more information from Nate Brockman.
Hi Andrew. Mr. Bavit Chanya Sitikun, the CEO of Jangsilong Shopping Center, Patong Phuket Province. The management team participated in the parades at the festival opening seasons in Phuket Patong Beach. Under the concept of Jangsilong, the floral caravan, a position of beauty through a mass of flowers, along with the participants in the position dressed in a various animal costumes together to celebrate this year. It's what honor that many famous actors in Thailand joined the Jangsilong position to welcome tourists from all over the world during these high seasons and to promote Patong Beach tourism in Thailand. Now let's get back to Andrew.
All right, thank you, Nate. Still ahead with Japan insurers to halt coverage for ship selling in Russian waters, a decision that could potentially disrupt Japan's imports from Russia's gas and oil producers in Sakhalin. Now for more details, let's bring in Malik Jefferson.
Japanese insurers will stop providing coverage for ship damage suffered in Russian waters, a decision that could potentially disrupt Japan's import from Russian gas and oil producers in Sakhalin. People familiar with the matter said Saturday. The coverage suspension by Tokyo Marine and Nishido Fire Insurance Company, Sompo Japan Insurance Incorporated, and Mitsui Sumitomo Insurance Company comes after reinsurance providers refuse to cover damage in all Russian and Ukrainian waters due to the wars, they said. The Japanese insurers will soon start negotiations with reinsurers to resume coverage, the sources said, but industry experts say a lack of protection would make operations of oil tankers and liquefied natural gas carriers to and from Sakhalin very difficult. Sakhalin natural resources projects are regarded as vital energy sources for resource-poor Japan. To date, ship operators had been taking on a war risk insurance at an extra cost for energy transport from Russia. Back to Andrew.
All right, thank you so much, Malik. Up next, Myanmar resistance gets millions of donor dollars, even as junta shuts off humanitarian aid. Now I have Ashley Washington here with me. Ashley, what can you tell us?
Okay. Since last year, daily group opponents of the junta regime have placed a fortune online, including on social media to help undermine it. But a new report says the junta is starving NGOs of vital funds as it tries to keep close tabs on all incoming transactions to stop opposition. While resistance forces in Myanmar have successfully leveraged social media and online tools to raise money aimed at undermining the junta. Efforts by the military regime to cut off funding for opposition groups have significantly in the humanitarian aid delivery. So says a report released on Tuesday by the Brazil-based think tank International Crisis Group titled Crowdfunding a War, the money behind Myanmar's resistance. Back to the studio.
Thank you so much, Ashley. Still ahead with Indonesian parliament approves legislation to outlaw extramarital sex. Now let's bring in Emily Cooper for the detailed information.
Thank you, Andrew. Indonesia Parliament approved a new criminal code on Tuesday, December 6, that bans sex outside marriage with a punishment up to 1 year in jail. Despite worries the laws may scare away tourists from its tropical shores and harm investment. The new code, which will apply to Indonesians and foreigners alike, also prohibits cohabitation between unmarried couples. It was passed with support from all political parties. However, the code will not come into effect for 3 years to allow for implementing regulations to be adopted. These laws are part of a lot of legal changes that critics say undermine civil liberties in the world's third largest democracy. Other laws include bans on black magic, insulting the president or state institutions, spreading views counter to state ideology, and staging protests without notification. Back to Andrew.
All right, thank you so much, Emily. Up next, 3 per class of 35 students in elementary and junior high school in Japan may have developmental problems. For more details, Bill Sherman is here with me right now. Bill, what more can you tell us?
3 per class of 35 students in elementary and junior high school in Japan may have developmental problems such as an attention deficit, hyperactivity disorder. An education ministry survey shows the proportion of regular class students believed to have developmental disabilities came in at 8.8% of the total in the survey conducted in January to February, up from 6.5% in previous survey in February to March 2012. The figure is the share of students judged as having significant difficulties by the ministry based on report from teachers on sample students' learning and behavioral characteristics. The rise in the proportion of students with the developmental disorder came as increased awareness among teachers and parents led to more attention for such previously overlooked difficulty, a ministry advisory panel said. For high school, the share of students with possible developmental disabilities stood at 2.2%. The latest survey covered some 90,000 students sampled from public elementary, junior high, and senior high school across the country, where the response came from 84.6% of respondents. The proportion of elementary and junior high school students with difficulty who are judged by their school as needing special support came to 28.7%, up 10.3 points from previous survey. The survey also found that only 10.6% of elementary and junior high school students with possible developmental disability are taking special education classes. Through the figure was up 6.7 points. Back to the studio.
All right, thank you so much, Bill. Up next, the number of foreign visitors to Japan rebounded again in November, fueling hopes for broader travel recovery next year. For more detail, let's hear from Nate Barkley.
Thank you, Andrew. Roughly 934,500 overseas travelers visited last month. Preliminary figure released by the Japan National Tourism Organization show on last Wednesdays. That's up 87% from the previous month. A weaker yen compared with pre-pandemic levels, along with tamer inflation, has helped to drive travel to Japan, where everything from hotels and meals to travel and shopping are cheaper for tourists as a result. Tourists are very interested in Japan, asking whether cycling stronger currently, fueled by the Bank of Japan's decision this week to tweak yield curve controls, would have an impact on current visitor trends. SBI security analyst Shun Tanaka said that won't be a problem at all. In Japan, about 21 million people are expected to travel domestically during the holiday season from December 23 to January 3, a 72% recovery compared with 2019, according to survey by travel agency JTB. While border traveling is recovering, there may also be impact from rising COVID-19 costs and inflation, the agency said. Now let's get back to Andrew. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Nate. Still ahead, markets in Asia Pacific traded mixed after Wall Street ended its 4-day losing streak as global bond rose. For more detail, let's hear from Malik.
Markets in Asia Pacific traded mixed after Wall Street ended its 4-day losing streak as global bonds rose after the Bank of Japan adjusted its yield curve control tolerance. Japan continued its second day of losses as Nikkei 225 fell 0.68% to 26.387.72, and the Topix lost 0.64% to 1,893.32. The Japanese yen stood at 131.97 against the US dollar. The Kospi in South Korea raised earlier gains and traded 0.19% lower to 2,328.95. The S&P ASX 200 in Australia rose 1.29% to 7,115.1 as the country's foreign minister, Penny Wong, is slated to meet her Chinese counterpart Wang Yi in Beijing. Wang told reporters before departing for the trip that she will push China to lift trade sanctions and seek consular access for 2 detained Australians. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index gained 0.22% as Chief Executive John Lee is scheduled to travel to Beijing as part of his annual visit until Saturday to brief state leaders on the city's economic, social, and political situation. In mainland China, The Shenzhen component fell 0.34% to 10,912.08, and the Shanghai composite fell 0.17% to 3,068.4. Thank you. Now back to Andrew.
All right, thank you so much, Malik. Japan urged to rule out the Chinese police station amidst firing concerns for the national living abroad. Now, Ashley is ready. Ashley, what more can you tell us?
Lawmakers were alerted to the existence of two unofficial Chinese police stations in Japan, which are said to be keeping tabs on dissenters. The facilities have caused alarm among Japanese politicians, who describe them as a national security concern and spy threat. The Japanese government is coming under growing pressure to devote what it knows about Beijing, setting up an official Chinese police station in the country that reportedly monitor its citizens aboard, with one lawmaker demanding facilities be shut immediately. The government's immediate response was that it already registered an official protest with Beijing, starting any activities that infringe upon Japan's sovereignty were absolutely unacceptable. Back to the studio.
All right, thank you so much. Shanghai Hospital won some tragic battle as COVID-19 spread. Now meet Emily Cooper for more details.
A Shanghai hospital had told its staff to prepare for a tragic battle with COVID-19, as it expects half of the city's 25 million people will get infected by the end of the week, while the virus swept through China largely unchecked. After widespread protests against strict mitigation measures, China this month began dismantling its zero-COVID regime, which had taken a great financial and psychological toll on its 1.4 billion people. China official deaths causing the pandemic began 3 years ago stands at 500 and 241, a fraction of what most other countries face, but now looks about to rise sharply. Authorities who have narrowed the criteria for COVID-19 deaths, prompting criticism from many disease experts, confirmed 389,306 with symptoms. Some experts say official case figures have become an unreliable guide, at least testing is being done following the easing of restrictions. Infections in China are likely to be more than 1 million a day, with deaths at more than 5,000 a day. Back to the studio.
All right, thank you. Up next, Taliban bans women from studying in universities in Afghanistan. For more detail, let's bring in Bill Sherman.
Afghanistan Taliban-run higher education ministry has said that female students would not be allowed access to the country's university until further notice. A letter confirmed by a spokesperson for the higher education ministry instructed Afghan public and private universities to suspend access to female students immediately in accordance with a cabinet decision. The United States and British UN convoy both condemned the move during the Council meeting in New York on Afghanistan. The Taliban has defended its decision, saying such restrictions have been done to preserve national interest and women's honor. Several Taliban officials said the secondary education ban is only temporary, but they have also ruled out a litany of excuses for the culture. from a lack of funds to the time needed to remodel the syllabus along Islamic lines. It has also restricted women from most fields of employment other than to wear head-to-toe clothing in public and ban them from bars and gym. The decision came as many university students are sitting for end-of-term exam. One mother of a university student said her daughter called her in tears when she heard of the letter, feeling she could not longer continue her medical study in Kabul. The country has been reeling from a humanitarian crisis, with more than half of the population facing hunger. Amid Western imposed sanctions, as well as the freezing of humanitarian aid and nearly $10 billion in Afghan central bank assets. Back to the studio.
All right, thank you so much, Bill. Now let's move on to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Korea join hands with the Tourism Authority of Thailand to enter the tourism market in full force, pushing forward in 2023 and 2024. Now Nate Button is ready. So Nate, what more can you tell us about this?
2022 is considered a year of recovery after Korea opened for tourists to enter the country from April 1st. Korea tourism has prepared to welcome tourists return by promoting and organizing special activities under the Travel to Korea Begins Again campaign continuously throughout the years of the autumn and winter seasons is considered high seasons of tourism. It is believed that more tourists will flow to Korea. The next 2 years are a good opportunity for Korea tourism's promotion organizing to work with Tourist Authority of Thailand to promote tourism together, with the expectation that its cooperation will help stimulate the exchange of tourists between each other. It's not less than 3 million people and homes. That cooperation over the next 2 years will help strengthen relations between countries and to be strengthened, said Mr. Kim Chang-sil. The next year, KTO will focus on expanding the base from general Thai tourists who like to travel to Korea to more niche markets such as seminars or event travelers. Although the proportion is small, but it's a group of great potential. This group of tourists will focus on quality tourism and high purchasing power. Gets back to studio.
All right, thank you so much, Nate. Thank you so much for watching and see you on the next Monday from 3 to 4. And that's it for today. And this is CIN News.